So that's been feeling really good this week. The beans are coming up. I've eaten a few snow peas off my snow pea plants, and the broad beans have been flowering, and then they're vomiting out. The little flowers get pollinated by bees. I don't know if you guys know this, but flowers get pollinated by bees. And then I didn't know this, but the flower is that's the sexual organ, right? And then the what's it called again? Ovaries. The fruit on any plant is the ovaries swelling up once it's been pollinated. So I guess when I first started looking at these, I'm like, there's the flowers. Does that mean that fruit's coming? Or I genuinely didn't know a year ago. I thought maybe some of the plants are flowering ones and some of them are fruiting ones. I didn't know. I didn't know when I started gardening. That's the thing, man. Gardening is so ubiquitous, I guess. There's plants everywhere. So you walk around the world going, yeah, I know about plants. And I was teaching my mate the other week, this is how you plant seeds. And she was going how deep do you put them? And I was like, yeah, I know, right? You don't know that. You think you know, you just put the seeds in the ground and then someone hands you a seed and it's like, okay, put it in the ground. And you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right. There's all of these little things about plants that I guess I just assumed I knew. And then I started actually paying attention and I'm like, you know what? I don't know at all. So what I've learned is the ovary of the plant swells up and that's the fruit, and it comes from, on some fruit it's behind the flower, on some plants it's behind the flower, and on some it's in the actual, inside the flower or whatever. Like in tomatoes, you know how they have those little green spikes on the top? That's because the ovary is in front of the flower, whereas other ones, what's a good example? I can't think of an example. Some of them are like an apple. An apple, it's in the middle, So an apple has the butt end, whereas a tomato doesn't. So the apple comes before fucking whatever. Look it up, cunt. I don't know enough about this to explain it properly, but it makes sense in my head, all right? If you want me to explain it to you, then fucking message me at Aidan Jones Comedy or Sitting Under Podcast on Instagram, and I'll be happy to supply diagrams and links and explain it better in my fucking own words. 3 marks. Ding. So anyway, the broad beans, it's cool because their flowers kind of look like weird mouthy things, and the beans get vomited out of the end of the flower, I imagine them. They're like tiny little drunk men on the ends of my broad bean plant, and they've been drinking for all night, getting all tipsy, and then the bee comes along and injects them with a kebab. And then the kebab sits in their tummy for a while, and then they vomit up the fruit. And then I eat the fruit and the little drunk man dies. And that's flowers. All right. Thank you very much.